Okay, this is section 4.2. We're doing activity 421 part D. So here we have the same left side of the differential equation as last time, as part C, but this time we have 2e to the 2t times cosine 4t. So in this case, recall from last time that our general solution was c e to the 2t cosine 4t, c1, plus c2 e to the 2t times sine of 4t. Okay, now notice something. This is the same as that. What does that mean? That means if we try one of these guys, like we did last time with cosine and sine, it will not work. Okay, so what we need to do is if you fail to catch this, then when you try to solve this, you'll get 0 equals 2e to the 2t cosine 4t. Which would be a lot of algebra for nothing. Okay, so it's better to catch it beforehand. See, okay, well, the stuff on the right-hand side of the equation fits one of my general solution functions. Well, then, just like this happened in part B, if you fail, just try multiplying by t and trying again. So our particular solution we'll try is going to be a t e to the 2t cosine 4t plus b t e to the 2t sine of 4t. And my head is starting to hurt just thinking about all the fun product ruling we're going to be doing. Oh man, guys, buckle up. All right, now we have to take derivatives. Just got to do it. Just got to do it. Here we go. X p prime equals, so product rule for 3 things. So the product rule for 2 things says you can kind of group these things together and say, let's like do this and then take the derivative of that and then take the derivative of that times that. But that's just hold on for a second. Okay, I just took we're going to take a little break to talk about product rule of 3 things. So say you have f, g, and h are all functions and you multiply it together and you're taking a derivative. Okay, we'll treat f and g together as one thing for a second. And so that's fg prime times h plus f times g times h prime. Okay, but then take the product rule again and you do f prime times g plus f times g prime times h plus f g h prime, right? And then this will distribute, and you get f prime gh plus f g prime h plus f gh prime. So when you do product rule of 3 things, you just have like each function gets its turn getting its derivative. It's like they're all waiting in line for the derivative and they each get one, and so you add them all together. Okay, so that is the thing I'm going to use here instead of doing product rule twice, because doing product rule twice is more algebra than I need to do. Okay, we're back from our little hiatus talking about product rule of 3 things at a time. And are you guys ready? We're so ready. We got to do this twice too. It's so much fun. So we'll take derivative of t first. So a e to the 2t cosine 4t, and I'll take derivative of the e to the 2t next, plus 2a t e to the 2t cosine 4t, and then minus, we'll do the cosine next, 4a t e to the 2t sine of 4t, and then I'll add plus, this is just the first derivative, guys. Here we go. So plus, now we'll do this thing. So we'll take derivative of t first. So b e to the 2t sine of 4t plus 2b t e to the 2t sine of 4t, then plus 4b t e to the 2t cosine 4t. Okay, that was the first derivative. Now let's take the second derivative. Can I combine terms before I take, because I hate doing product rule more times than I need to. So let's combine terms. X prime equals, which things are the same? So these things are unique now. They were not a part of the original. These things have some similarities. So what if I just did all my cosine terms and all my sine terms together? And will that make things better? Well, that just makes it, no, I'll keep those three guys separate. So a e to the 2t cosine 4t, and let's combine my cosine terms. Plus 2a plus 4b e to the 2t of t. Can't forget that t guy. E to the 2t. Sorry, my t looks like a dinosaur now. E to the 2t cosine 4t plus b e to the 2t sine of 4t plus, and then here I have 2b and negative 4a. 2b minus 4a times t e to the 2t sine of 4t. Okay, that's at least like 2 less triple product rules. Not sure if it was worth it, but feels worth it. All right, x double prime. Simplifying is always worth it. Okay. 2a e to the 2t cosine 4t plus product rule the other one. No, not plus. Well, minus negative 4 a e to the 2t sine of 4t. Okay, so I did that one. Then I need to do this one. So plus 2a plus 4b, take the derivative of t, e to the 2t cosine 4t. That's the first term. Plus, I'll take the derivative of e to the 2t next. So it just moves a 2 inside here. 4a plus 8b t e to the 2t cosine 4t. This is when I really wish I had a whiteboard. We could just be going all across, like across the corners, going down, but no such luck. We're just on this little computer screen today. All right, where was I? I was taking triple product rule, and I'm on the trig function. So then I've got plus, and then the negative 4. So then minus 8a minus 16b times t e to the 2t sine of 4t. Okay, that makes us halfway done with this derivative. Okay, we finished that term. Now we need to do that term. So plus 2b e to the 2t cosine 4 sine 4t. Okay, and then plus 4b e to the 2t cosine 4t. So I finished that term. I don't think I left enough room last time. Well, let's try it. Plus, take out the t, we'll take the derivative of t. So 2b minus 4a times e to the 2t sine of 4t. And then take the derivative of the e to the 2t. So then you get plus 4b minus 8a, and then t e to the 2t sine of 4t. And then, oh golly gee, and then I've got the first two terms and the last term is the trig function, plus 4 times that constant term, coefficient term, so 8b minus 16a times t e to the 2t cosine of 4t. And I finished that term. Okay, so there's, on one screen, there I now have, nope, I don't have one screen. It doesn't even fit on one screen from xp to x double prime p. Okay, now I need to take all of this and substitute it into the differential equation. So I should have turned my paper sideways because this is just ridiculous. So then let's get to it. I'm going to combine these in like terms. A lot of the like terms are going to turn into zeros, I believe. Okay. I'm going to start a new piece of paper. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold that piece of paper right next to me. You can't see it, but I can. And that's how I think you should do it when you're doing your homework. All right. Now, substituting in, what term should we do first? Let's do the e to the 2t cosine 4t. So I'm going to write my differential equation up here. Rewrite my differential equation up here. It's x double prime minus 4x prime plus 20x equals 2 e to the 2t cosine of 4t. Okay. This would have taken so long in class. You guys would not have finished it. You'd have left so sad. And now you get to watch a video for many, 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 many minutes of me just like doing math. So where was I? X double prime. All right, and so you can't see it, but I have my finger on each term. So my term e to the 2t cosine 4t has, there's a 2a e to the 2t cosine 4t. There's a 2a, and where else does that term show up? E to the 2t cosine 4t, yes. So it shows up with a 2a and then 3 lines later 4b. So 2a plus 4b. And then where else do I see e to the 2t cosine 4t? And you know what? Once I've gotten them, I'm going to cross them out, because how else am I going to keep track like this? If I were doing this in pencil, and this is bringing back like post-traumatic stress disorder memories from when I was in college. So if I were you, I would have a light pencil, and I would say, okay, I just got the 2a term here, and I got the 4b term here. E to the 2t cosine 4t, no t's in there. Okay? Then in x prime, I'm looking for e to the 2t cosine 4t, and then it shows up there. So plus a. Plus a. E to the 2t cosine 4t. Okay? So then, so I got those three, and then I'm going to do it for e to the 2t sine 4t. So I've got a negative 4 here, and a positive 2 there, and then a positive b there. So then plus negative 4a plus 2b, and then plus b, e to the 2t sine of 4t. Oh, but guys, this term and that term are from x prime, and there's a negative 4 times that. So minus 4a minus 4b. Okay, I'm going to circle that so I don't miss it. Okay, then go back to here, and that means I just use the negative 4a term there, and I use the 2b term there, and I use the b term here. Okay, step by step, guys, step by step. So then now I'm doing what term should I do next? So what's next on the x double prime list? How about oh, but I missed some of the e to the 2t, e to the cosine 4t from the other product rules. Forget about it. Let's start all over. So 2a plus 4b minus 4a. This time I have it right because it's minus 4 times that one. But then I forgot e to the 2t cosine 4t plus 2a plus 4b, e to the 2t cosine 4t. So I got that term, which I'm going to over here mark off. Okay, all the other terms have t's in them, so that's good. And then, so then plus, maybe I'll just write each term on its own line. So then here I had negative 4a and plus 2b, and then minus 4b, and then I have 2b minus 4a times e to the 2t sine of 4t. Okay, so then I'm knocked off this term. So I'm actually halfway through my x double prime terms. Okay, then I've got two other terms. I've got t e to the 2t cosine 4t and t e to the 2t cosine. So we'll do the cosine one first. So then plus t e to the 2t cosine shows up twice. So there's a 4a plus 8b, and then it shows up as a plus 8b minus 16a. Those are both t e to the 2t cosine 4t's. So cancel those. So I've used up those ones. Okay, and then I can't forget about x prime and x. So x prime, it shows up, e to the 2t shows up once there, and I do minus 4 times that term. So instead of a 2a plus 4b, it's minus 8a minus 16b. And there's also an x term. So there's just an a for that one. So then plus 20a. T e to the 2t cosine 4t. Okay, so we used up the x term. We used up the x prime term here. And we used the x double prime term there, I already got it, and there, I already got it. So I only have the signs left. Cool. Plus, what are my terms for sine? So I've got a negative 8a minus 16b, and I've got a plus 4b minus 8a. So then I've completed all my x double prime terms. And then I've got one term from x prime. It's 2b minus 4a, but multiplied by negative 4. So minus, now be really careful here when you have minuses and minuses. So I have this term here, 2b minus 4a, that's part of x prime, but I'm multiplying it by negative 4. And so this becomes negative 8 and positive 16. Minus 8b plus 16a. Okay, so then I got that term. And then plus 20b. T e to the 2t sine of 4t. Holy cow. Equals 2 e to the 2t cosine 4t. All right, let us simplify. Wowie zowie. So I wonder if these terms will all cancel out. So how many, look at my a's. So we've got 4 a's, then minus 12, and then minus 8 makes it negative 20. Positive 20, that becomes 0. So there's no a's in that term. What about b's? 16b minus 16b. So there's no b's in that term. So that makes this term is actually 0. All right, and then here, look at my a's. Let's see. Negative 8a, so then negative 4a, so negative, let me see, negative 8a, negative 16a, positive 16a is 0. Negative 16b, negative 12b, negative 20b, 20b is 0. Yep, so that term's just 0. And so I'm left with, this term is 2a minus 2a plus 2a. So my a's all cancel, and I'm left with 8b e to the 2t cosine 4t. And then here, my b's cancel, because I've got positive, positive, negative 4, and minus 8a e to the 2t sine of 4t equals 2 e to the 2t cosine of 4t. Okay, so there are no sine terms here. So that means a equals 0. And my cosine term, 8b equals 2. So b equals 1/4. So then that means x particular equals 1/4. X particular equals 1/4 times t times e to the 2t times, because originally it was xp was defined as bt e to the 2t sine of 4t. Wowie zowie. So then that means my general solution is, so my completed solution is combine the general solution, which was c1 e to the 2t times cosine 4t plus c2 e to the 2t times sine of 4t, and then plus 1/4 t e to the 2t sine of 4t, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the answer. Have you stuck with me through all of that algebra, hopefully trying to do it yourself as you watched, then kudos to you. All right, that completes part D of this activity.